Hey folks, Clutch here. Welcome to the Farm Sim Show. We're looking at all the brand new mods for Farming Simulator 19. We've got 11 of them, 3 of which are for PC only. The rest are for all platforms. Xbox One, PlayStation 4, PC, and Mac have access to the rest of these mods. So let's dive in. We'll take a quick look at all these brand new mods. Good morning. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. We've got, like I said, 11 new mods. We've got a bunch of updates to look at as well. Let's scroll on down a bit here. We've got updates to the tow bar holder and tow bar. We also have updates to the Zunhammer SK Pack, the Agri-Z Land Trade, the Fendt 800 S4, the GFKV Pack, the SMS LV520T, the John Deere 6M Series, the Farmhouse, the Placeable Salt Station, as well as powerful spotlights. All have updates. There's your updates. Let's take a quick look at, well, the 11 new mods that we got this morning, shall we? We'll start off the top. We got the John Deere 60 Series. Nice. We got some new John Deere tractors. So it's one tractor that comes in this pack, but there's 3 or 4 different options for engine options as well. Of course, you have different options for your front. As you can see here, we've got a front loader option as well as a 3-point hit option. Inside your store, you're going to find this in your medium tractors section. It retails for $119,500 base. Now our configuration options, that changes our front between, well, standard. You have your weights on the front, and you also have front hydraulics. Now, interesting thing, standard and front hydraulics, they're there. Now, they're a little bit different, but not much. In fact, you can kind of see if I zoom on in, you can see the difference between, our front hydraulics and our standard. You get this little bar up here. That is the only difference. We're going to talk a bit more about that later on. Our wheel options, Trelleborg, Midas, Michelin, there you go. And of course, Nokians. The Trelleborg, once again, have most options. You have your standard, your wides, and your narrows. And then for your engine options, you have the 4 different options here. They're either 125 horsepower or 160 horsepower. That are your 2 options there. One is the S series. There you go. And lastly, if you have the hydraulic or front attachment connection on here, you can go with the front loader attachment as well, on or off. So those are your options for the 60 series, guys. Nice looking John Deere tractor. More John Deere tractors available now in the mod hub for you. Let's move along. We're going to be looking next at the Lizard trailer. It's a Lizard N235-1. It's actually a set of 3 trailers, technically. We'll talk more about this. So this is one trailer. It comes in manure. We also have silage, and we have a normal trailer option as well. Let's jump into the store and take a quick look. Now note that you're going to find this in your manure spreader section. That's where the base trailer lives. You'll find that down at the end. Its base price is $6,100. And you have a bunch of options here for colors. Let's start off with the color options. You have your main, and you also have your design color. Now, note that they're all either a green, red, or gray, or a black, I think, for some of them. That is the only options you have as far as colorings go. Just be aware that no matter what trailer you select, those are all the same kind of coloring options you're going to find. Now, as far as configurations go, this here is a manure spreader. It has a 4-meter width, 3,500 liter capacity. If we scroll on into our configurations, you can see we can move this to just a regular trailer, still 3,500 capacity. We can also go to a silage trailer, which has a 9,000 liter capacity, which we did have out there in the field. And then also back to our standard, which is a manure spreader. So just be aware you have 3 different options there for your trailers, but they're all found in the manure spreader section. Now, protector covering, all that's doing is putting a protector covering on the belt drive at the back here. And that goes for any of the other trailers as well. They all have that protective covering. And then your wheel setup, of course, you have your standards and you also have your wides. So $6,400 it looks like for most of the options. Nothing else really has any extra huge cost to it, so $6,400 it is. Next up, we have the Dangreville BB18T. Once again, another large trailer, dual axle. This one here has the Lizard tires on it. We're going to talk more about that in a sec as well. We've seen similar Dangrevilles. This one here is just another large, I think there's a triple axle one we've had in the past. This is the dual axle version, the 18T. Let's take a look at that one in the store. So you're going to find this in your trailers section down near the end. The BB18T, $18,700 base. It could carry pretty much anything. If you look down at the bottom of that list, it takes pretty much anything you can possibly throw into it. You scroll into our options. Your base configuration at $19,200 holds 16,000 liters. We can change that up to a couple different options here. You got an extension on it for 18,000 liters, 21,000 liters, and then back to 19, and that's just to one side, depending on if you want to throw something in from a side. So you do have a couple different options there. Your wheel options. Now, this is the Lizard ones, the Lizard options. They kind of look like, I don't even know what you want to call those. little donuts down there. But if you select over, you can get some Michelins on there with a couple different options for Michelins as well. You have the XBIBs, and you also have the XS. So both of those look good. I'm not a huge fan of these lizard wheels. I don't know what's going on with them. They're almost like inner tubes, I guess. They look like a big floater looking tires. Interesting nonetheless. The BB18T, guys, that's $19,200. Let's bounce on out and take a look on what's next. Now we have a couple placeable buildings for all platforms as well. This here is the Fieldshelter. The Fieldshelter, nice looking building. I love this little decoration up there. That just makes it look even that much better. Straightforward. It's a little too big. Our car garage, almost a little tractor garage. Just a little shelter. Throw your equipment in. Not much else to talk about there. No lights, no movable gates or doors or anything like that on it. It is what it is. And right next door to this, we have the garage. It's a 21 by 10 meter garage. This does have some doors that open up. And you can see all the way down inside. Once again, there are lights on this one, mind you, and they are right here. Boom. Lights come on. That is the only real thing inside here of note. We have a back door on the one side, 3 doors on the other. And they're all openable, of course, or 4 doors, I should say. 4 doors on the one side. And it's just another storage spot for your equipment. Fairly decent sized building as well. I like it. All right. So that there, folks, is pretty much it for those. We're going to move on down to one other mod that, well, I know someone's going to want to talk about. Next up, we have the Cisterne, which is very similar to our base game trailer, folks. This one here, however, does have a couple extra little toolboxes on the bottom. But other than that, it is very similar in looks. It will hold milk, water, and fuel. So you actually have the option of connecting to any of those options. There is another little party trick this thing does. If I hop into our truck, it does have the movable ladder. So you can see there, everything opens up and closes down. So that is one of the little party tricks this does have. It also has a nice big light on the back of that. Look at that. But that is about it, guys. That is the Cisterne. There's a few options for it. You do have standard coloring options for this, as well as the chromes, as well as you do have a placard option for the side if you're carrying fuel. So there you go. That is the Cisterne right there. And part of the decoration pack, we also have a sign pack that was released today. It is more of a European style sign pack. However, you do have a stop sign, which is, I guess, universal, but the rest are all more of a European style sign pack. There's what, 7 here? That is it. This is all the signs you get with this pack. Fairly straightforward. You'll find this in your decoration section. The last new mod here for all platforms, at least as far as equipment goes, is the Väderstad front tiller. It's just a tiller that goes on the front of your tractor, connects to a 3-point hitch. There's not a lot of options here, except for one. You can change the weights. You can see we got some weights around the top of the unit right there. We'll bounce on into our cultivator section, and you're going to find that right at the end, of course. Right there it is, $1,550. Like I said, the only option you have is for the front weight. So that's going to add an extra $300. You're still under $2,000. Requires, what is it, 60 horsepower, 3 meters in width. Fairly straightforward. Front tiller. I think we get that. Now, I wanted to talk about the John Deere as well. We're back here on a 60 series John Deere. You can see. Let's hop on up. This one has the front connection on it, the front hydraulic. We're going to bounce on drive for a drive down and park it right beside our other John Deere. We'll drop that off. Now, you know how we said that the front tiller or the front hydraulic connection point, well, it still stays on both of them, regardless if it has it or not. You can't really tell if there's anything different. That's what it looks like with. This is what it looks like without. You can see there's a front bar on this one here. Now, if I jump into this one, the front hydraulics do not work. I cannot connect to anything with a front connection point. So just be aware of that. It looks like it's there, but it is not. So if you want to use it, make sure you connect or select the front hydraulic section. Otherwise, you will not be able to use that front hydraulic. You can see there's a bar in front of it. That's the only difference. It's locked in place almost. It's kind of interesting. Not sure if it's intended to be like that. This one does not have that bar. This one does have the bar that goes right underneath that top hitch, and that's it. So kind of strange. I'm curious to see what the reason was behind that. But anyways, let's move along. We've got a couple more mods to take a look at still. Now on to our 3 mods for PC. First off, we have the cattle pasture. A very large cattle pasture here, folks. I do like this. You can order your cows right in here. Put a whole bunch in here. And you can see it goes quite a ways out. Not bad. This holds 100 cattle. And it's just a nice wide open cattle pasture. You have your water trough right there. Straw in the middle. Looks very nice. I like it. Perfect. So not much else to talk about. One openable gate, and that is about it. Let's move along. This here is barrel production. This requires, I make that clear, this requires global companies and a small sawmill to work. Also, pallet production would help on this one. So make sure you have those mods installed for this to work. This is not a standalone mod. This requires other mods to work. So this will take in a couple different things to create your barrels. Creates wooden boards from wooden beams, wooden well barrels or empty pallets, and wooden boards. Just a ton of different options. Once again, we can pop this into our store and take a quick look at our global companies options to take a look at all this. If I can find the trigger, there she is. So our inputs are going to be wooden planks. Your outputs are barrels and wood chips. You have a couple different options on what you want to build with this. Again, bring in wooden beams, you're going to get boards and wood chips. So it depends on which option you're going to select as your global companies go. We're not going to run any tests on this, but once again, nice looking mod. Very similar to some of the other pallet stuff that we have out there with productions over on the side. Inputs in the middle. Looks pretty nice. Nice brick building. I think we've seen something similar to this a couple of times before, but you've got your digital displays for your inputs and outputs all around as well. If you're in your global companies, you're probably on top of this one already, I'm sure. Anyways, that is your barrel product. Our last new mod is the inghaus Ravenna MD11, guys. This is the bale belt. Essentially, we can take a look at the back here. You can see your bales load up onto the top of this and are loaded into hay lofts. That kind of idea. Now, it does have a connection point for a tractor, as we're using right here. We'll disconnect this, leave it on the way, and this works very similar to any of your belts out there, as you can jump inside of it and operate it. So I'm now driving, and we can fire this up and drive it around. Hold it up, and now if we want to use this for a bale, we can turn this on, and it'll do its thing. Now, it is intended for small bales. However, it will work with large bales as well. Now, the problem with any of the large bales, folks, is just getting them on there. With a tractor, it's going to be very difficult just to line it up properly and not knock it off. It does tend to get hit fairly easily. If you had a small bale, one of the smaller guys, it'll probably work out a lot easier for you. However, it will still work with these larger bales, or the regular size bales, I should say. But it does give you a bit more grief, as you can see. But it does work. It does work. It does. Just not very well. So if you have small bales, this will probably be right up your alley. The large bales, guys, I don't think I'd use it. I think you're going to find some better options out there, but it will work. As you can see, it'll grab onto it and just toss it all the way up there. Yeah, not bad. Now, you're going to find this down in your belt systems, right down at the end. You do have options, surprisingly enough, for colors. I was not expecting that, but you do have your standard lizard colorings. Not bad. So 4,500 bucks, and it will throw, well, regular size bales. I wouldn't recommend going with the big bales, but if you have small bales, go to town. Nice. Perfect. I like it. And now let's move into mods currently in testing for Farming Simulator 19. Guys, we've got 23 mods currently in testing for PC and 16 in testing for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and for console. So this list has been updated since the weekend. Let's take a quick look at all the new mods on the list. Starting with PC, we have the 2 PTS-6, the BDM 2.7x2P. We have a colo map. Now we also have the building. We have the cow barn, as well, the DRL 140N, the Fortschritt B-200, the Gas 24, Ischia Farm, the Kverneland FML, Väderstad 12T, the Mengele MB220, Meprozet PN 1400A, the MZHT 10, the net holder, the New Holland Varifeed 30. We have the pipe light combined with deck work light, the Roetterink silage handling pack. I'm curious to see what that one's going to be. A whole silage handling pack could be nice. As well, the season's geo for Devon. This here is the Senvion wind turbine, Sosnovka, and the Stihl MS261. So that is all the mods currently in testing for PC. We now move on down into console. So starting with the Fendt 800S4, the Garage 21 by 10 meters. That one was obviously just released today. We just talked about that one. The GDR Hall, currently in testing. The GFKV Pack, we talked about that earlier today. That was released. HolRun. The Horsch Pronto 6AS, as well as the Maestro 8RC. Waiting for an update for those. The John Deere 6 Series, that was released today. The Lizard N235, that was also released today. The Lumberjack Camp. The Massey 7700S Series. We have a pigsty, as well as salt production station. That was actually released today as well. The Slurry Dealer, the Slurry Dealer Pack. The Straw Blower Big Comfort from Black Sheep Modding. We'll talk more about Black Sheep in a second. The Väderstad Front Tiller, that was released today. And lastly, folks, the Wood Shed. Down at the bottom here, you can see we're down to 201 mods in testing. When I say down to, I mean up to. That's a lot of mods currently waiting to be tested, folks. Average wait time is 5 work days. So that list has grown. We're over the 200 mark for the first time in quite a long time. Now let's also talk about a new interesting spot that came out this weekend. Some new information from Black Sheep Modding on currently mods that they're working on. And I think most of you will be excited to hear about this. If you have not already heard about it, Black Sheep Modding is currently working on, well, the 40 series pack. So this is the 40 series pack of tractors. Go over to their Facebook page and check this out. But here's some of the images they've released. They've also released a video on their Facebook or on their YouTube page. So their 40 series pack, you got a 4840. There's also a 4440 in here. Fantastic looking pack. The Black Sheep Modding is bringing these to the mod hub. Hopefully we see these soon. Some great looking tractors. So there's, like I said, there's images over on their Facebook page. Take a look on their YouTube page as well. You're going to find a video featuring all these tractors as well. Well, there is the hay bit buster right there as well that they're in testing currently to be released hopefully sometime in the very near future. So that there is going to do it for current mods and testing, your mod hub update, all the current mods that are available for Farming Simulator 19, all the newest updates. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you were around when we accidentally went live earlier, make sure you guys drop a thumbs up, but say something in the comments. Let me know if you guys were around when we went live by accident. Usually this is like a live show. Today we're doing it on recording options just for time constraints. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Make sure you guys drop a like. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already. And folks, I will catch you next time. Have a fantastic day. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you then. See you, folks.